Welcome to the Big Fish. I'm Captain C.T. Williams. We've got a great show for you today. I am sorry we left you at the dock. It was dark this morning, had to roll out before there was any light. Made the run out to the Breton Islands and the Chandeleur Island chain. What you're seeing behind us are the Gosher Islands and Captain Eric Olsen of Saltwater Therapy Charters. Met me at Campo's Marina this morning, and we ran out in the dark to come try to find some speckled trout, but the first thing we ran into was a giant school of male redfish, and the action was incredible. But before I take you to that, let me let you know we're going to spend some time talking about conditions, time of year, feeding and breeding cycles. We're going to talk a lot about what's going on right now because there's a lot of good fishing, even though some people sort of think of this as transition fishing time. And show you the equipment we use and the techniques that we used as well. Of course, a little later on, we'll head on down to 808 Bienville. We'll see what Chef Tenny Flynn is doing. I am tired and excited all at the same time. So if I'm not getting through this as smoothly as normal, well, that's why. And Captain Eric Olsen has promised to reveal all of his secrets in catching fish on the Barrier Islands. So tell you what, let's go. Let's get out to the islands, because this morning started off, I was clean when I left the dock. How about that? Yeah, what are you looking for when you pull up to the island in general, from priority top to bottom?
I'm looking for mullets.
Mullets first.
Mullets first.
Our first stop is on the end of this island. It appears to be falling tide. It seems like my cork's moving away from me. Is it the end of the island? Is it the second trough? I mean, what else is important to you?
Well, I look for the troughs, but lately I've been doing better over on these little troughs over here.
Okay.
Than on the other side.
So basically at the end of the island where that water kind of curls around and
curls around.
How much does the wind play a role in finding good locations? I mean, is it a big deal? Is it just protection, or does the wind push your bait in some way? I mean, how does the wind play a role in what you look for?
I mean, the wind definitely does have a factor in it, but out here closer, you know, to these beaches, we've still been able to make it work. You know, on some days when you wouldn't really think. Getting out here when the wind pops up, then you're kind of trapped. You know, your options are limited taking a shot out here as far as fishing the structures on the way back in.
Trying to find protected water.
Correct.
Gotcha. Look at you. Now what are we looking at? Is it bullhead or is it shark?
Yeah.
Oh, you're hitting your cork, whatever it is.
Keep tangling it up. I think it's a redfish.
Redfish hitting the cork.
Look at the school
of them. Look at the school of reds.
Look at this.
Yep, they're right here.
Right as I have the rod all tangled up.
Redfish! Redfish on the run. Put that power pole down. Oh, now wait. Gee whiz, look at him up on top. Come on up here, Jay. Wow. That's all redfish. That is all redfish. Schooled up around the boat. Look, one just ran under here. Look at him, look at him, look at him. Wow. Look at that big school right in front of the boat. Here we go. Putting the beast. Look at the redfish. Look at this. Hey, watch how quick. Boom. We'll put the beast on them now. Big school of reds all around the boat. You can see them in the water. They'll go down and come up. Look, I better bring up some wingmen. Look at this. Watch, watch, watch. His buddies are gonna come up with him. Yeah. Look at him. Got one. Two on. I'm gonna fling mine, brother. 1, 2. Let's see here. Get a little bit more on him. 2, 3, 1. Redfish! There are hundreds around the boat. He is not a friendly guy. Splashing everybody. He does not want to cooperate. Let's see, 1, 2. There's with a net. Bada bing.
Nice one.
Cast to catch, you ready for this? I'm gonna throw this just kind of anywhere. Boom, it hits the water. 1, 2, and we're on. Okay, bada bing. Nothing but a jighead. Submarine. I have 20-pound test on a heavy action rod with that.
Look how gold she is.
Giving her all the drag. Boom. Uh-oh, got it hooked in the net. Either way, look at the size of that dang thing.
There he is.
Big girl, where's your net? Bada boom. That, pretty two-spotter. Boom, right on top of the school. Reel in fast, they're chasing it, I can stop it and they get it. That's just like that. Yeah, we're not fishing in the school of smart, red drum.
They are just everywhere.
Boom, big red behind. You ought to see the redfish trying to take the bait from the redfish.
Oh.
Good school coming at us. Oh, hitting them right away. Jeez. They don't look big in the water before when they hit your bait, you realize you got a hoss on there, right? Right in front of the boat. Watch this. See him right here? We're not even gonna go far. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Boom! Nice size one too. Oh my goodness, look at the redfish here. Boom, in the net. Big fish, big fish. Look, these redfish are taking longer and longer to get to the boat. I don't know if they're getting bigger or I'm getting tired, but I'm gonna send you to a break. We might have a couple of minutes before this guy gets to the gunnel. I'll go see a commercial or something while I sweat a little. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Big Fish. We are out in Chatelier Sound, fishing along the inside edges of the islands, particularly right by Gosha and Grand Gosha. We found a big school of redfish right before their mating season, and so the males are schooled up. And holy cow, they look small when you see them and you cast to them. I'm fishing with nothing but a jighead. There is no bait on my jighead every time. We've got plenty of, we kept only under 27. We didn't keep any over 27. And we've got a nice little box of fish. Didn't want to fill up the box. Let's go find something else.
You got it.
The famed speckled Sound sea trout. Boy, nice fish. And it's about an internet 19 pound. But I'll take the pound and a half that it is right here in this boat, maybe 2. Catching the fish is most of the fun, but where the real work gets done is down in the Big Fish kitchen. Let's go see what Chef Tenny's doing today.
You know, one of my favorite sandwiches of all time is a BLT. This is a little bit like a brioche, but it's lighter. I've got some nice heirloom tomatoes. These are Brandywine tomatoes. We're stepping it up a little bit with avocado and a soft shell crab. I've got some seasoned flour here. I'm gonna dip the crab in the seasoned flour. All right, so after I dip it in the seasoned flour, I let it soak for a minute in the milk and soften up the flour. And that way more flour sticks to it. It makes a delicious crunchy coating. And I'm gonna go right in 350-degree grease with this. I'm gonna say a crab that size is gonna take about 4 minutes to cook. And I'm gonna turn it once during the cooking process. All right, so that side's cooked for about 2 minutes. I'm gonna ease it over in the grease. And we're gonna go about another 2 minutes on this side. And the doneness is really a combination of time and color on the breading. What we're looking for is nice and crispy. But if you've ever cooked one and then when you cut it in half, it's not quite done, you really don't want that. But you also don't want to cook it until it's cooked to death either. All right, we are done. And now it's time to assemble our sandwich. So we got everything we need here. We got lettuce, tomato, bacon, avocado, blue plate mayonnaise, our little Sally Lunn rolls, and our fried soft shell crab. So I'm gonna cut this roll right down the middle. This is actually a little bit small for the sandwich we're gonna put together, but that's okay. It's all right to have everything hanging off the sandwich. I would say you're going to need several napkins to eat this sandwich. All right. A nice big slice of ripe tomato. I mean, that's the first thing hanging off of there. Put some lettuce on this side. And some avocado. And some bacon. Yep, we cooked it correctly. And I've got a little pick here just to keep this thing together because that would be the only way it's gonna stay. And there we have it. A BLT with soft shell crab on Sally Lunn rolls. And this is not something we have in the restaurant, but it is in my cookbook, like so many other recipes that we've done over the years on the Big Fish.
GW Fins has dinner items so fresh they print a new menu daily. Give them a call and tell them CT said to give you the best seat in the house. How about this? Oh, and it's a speckled trout. It's a nice speck. Huh. Fat fish. Nice, nice. Let's see if I can do that again. Ooh. Well, fishing was hot and heavy today. We had maniacal red fishing going on. We had a lot of tackle breakdown. Really had prepared the day for speckled trout, which was lighter lines. When we got into the bull reds, well, we were ripping things apart pretty rapidly. But some of the things that seemed to work very well when it came to the popping cork, we were using this, my poor little Clash has lost his back plate. I'll turn it this way to make it prettier. It was a Penn Clash on a Villain 2.0. I will tell you, I think the Villain 2.0 may be discontinued soon, so if you like them as much as I do, you may want to go out and get you some. When I was using a popping cork, I was using the Versamax Bolt, the Pro Series. I really like this a lot. It's got enough weight that it pops. It's got a little clack to it. It's got a good little noise to it, and you can adjust the depth of the leader simply by winding and unwinding. And we had, this is a boat monkey. This is a boat monkey jig head, 1/8 ounce, but it was, you know, I think it's a good jig, and the hook has a wide gap so that it grabs the speckled trout's mouth very, very easily. But a light jig head was good when using a popping cork. But we're not finished. But wait, there's more. And yes, you notice that everything is a villain except for one rod. One of the more effective ways of catching the speckled trout today was simply free lining. Simple J hook, Eagle Claw 2030, and 20-pound fluorocarbon uni or FJ knot straight to your braid, which is for Hessler's 15-pound Spiderwire Ultra Cast. 2500 Battle. Love the battles. This is a Battle 2. Also on a Villain 2.0, which might be discontinued, so you might want to go get you some. You hear me? The best rod for the big bull reds absolutely is this little Revo Beast. This is a low profile, very small, very light bait caster that has 30 pounds of drag. You can absolutely, it's 30 pounds spider wire, stealth, I believe. And you can crank this drag down and really, really control even big bull reds like that. I've used it for mangrove, we've used it for some pretty good fish, and it does fine. 5.8 to 1 ratio, so it gives you enough power to work with that drag. You wouldn't want a high-speed retrieve because your drag would be fighting that gear. It's a low enough gear. Works very well. Really like the Revo Beast for offshore. It is sealed better than some of the other, some of the more freshwater-oriented Revos. Your MGX is really a very super high-tune Revo reel, but it's primarily meant for softer conditions than what you get out here. So check out the ALX, the Revo Inshore, and the Revo Beast if you're going to do some fishing out in water like this. Absolutely perfect for these conditions. I thought one of the more fun things to see today was that redfish love corks almost as much as alligators do. You'd have one redfish on the line, and all the other ones would come up and whack the cork as it was being pulled in. This is the Slammer 3500, certainly an open water reel, and I set up with a popping cork right now, but I love that Slammer 3 3500. It's a little heavy for inshore speckled trout, but it's perfect for everything from the rocks on out. We started this morning, we left very, very early. I gotta believe that's because of the heat.
Correct.
So you're fishing those fish on the island shallow early. Does that bite stay there once that water heats up?
No, once that water heats up, those fish are going to move to a little deeper water. And you know, sometimes instead of rushing right up on the beach, you know, as I said, we stopped about 7-8 foot of water just to see if they're out a little bit, and then work our way to the beach.
Is bait the key to that? I mean, was that what you're looking for as you ease up? Are you looking for bait, or, or is there a spot with some particular geographic structure that you have? What is it as we approach?
Well, I know where the troughs are, you know, out at those islands. I do look for bait, but you know, there's days when there's bait and there's no fish, and then there's fish and there's no bait. Mm-hmm. So it's basically trial and error out there.
Well, I thank you very much for today. We will do it again soon. A great box of fish. I hope you picked up some ways to catch fish like this. Saw a little bit about what we did, what to look for the bull reds, to know that not only are these fish on the rigs outside, but they can also still be on the rocks. The rocks are a very popular place to fish, and it's because almost anybody can come out here and put a few in the boat. But when it comes to fish, we got to clean fish, which means we're out of time, and you have to go on to whatever's next in your day. Why don't you go fix the boat up and get ready to go out and do a little fishing like we did? But if you can't, well then please join us right back here next time. Thanks for watching. Hang on, I'll go a little further to the left there, because you're in my spot. Oh, come on, man. Eric, really?
Daddy taking me out the
really?
game, Jay.
Dang, man. Let's try this again. How did you do that?
What am I going to do with him, Jay?
You're killing my bait, Eric. I mean, you know, we only have a couple left that are worth a dang, and you got to get your line in the way and kill my bait. That's just wrong. That is the wrongest of wrongs.